snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today back at home and I am here to do my wrap up for the month of March, which I cannot believe has gone already. It's crazy, but it's very, very exciting. Today, as I'm filming this, is the 1st of April. There will be full-length reviews of all of these coming up very soon, if not already up, so definitely keep your eyes open for those. I am also going to do a video of like my statistics up to this point of the year. I decided I was going to do a quarterly update of my statistics because I have been tracking them using the spreadsheet that Brock from Let's Read set up. So you will probably see that video, the statistics quarterly update, coming soon as well. And that might give you a little bit more information about how I read and just how much I get read in a month. This video is going to be my wrap up of my novels that I read in the month of March, and then I will also do a separate video which will be the graphic novels that I managed to read in the month of March because I read a lot. So let's get started with the novels and novellas, and I'm going to go from my least favourite to my favourite, so here we go. So the first one I have to talk to you about is Pandora's Star. This was my first Peter F. Hamilton. I read it with a bunch of people. It's a huge book, about 1,000 plus pages. Really didn't like this in the end. It was so slow, so boring. I will have a full review of this coming soon. I gave this one a 2 out of 5 stars. Wasn't that impressed. The next one I read was for the BookTube SFF Awards, and that was one of the short stories. It is BINTI by NNEDI. It was my first NNEDI book, and unfortunately it didn't wow me as much as I was hoping, and I know a lot of people love it, but I didn't. Again, I gave this one a 2.5, so a little bit better, but not my favourite of the month. The next one on my list is by Ian Esselmont. This is the third, I think, in his series, the Malazan Empire series. I just don't get along with Ian Esselmont that much. I just think his books are okay, but nothing more, and definitely do not compare to the Erikson books. So I gave this one, Stone Wielder, 2.5 as well. The next one I read is actually one that I do have in physical edition, and that is The 7 Brief Lessons on Physics by CARLO Rovelli. This is a non-fiction, it's a tiny little book, and it's about physics in 7 quick lessons. I thought this was fun, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't quite as exciting as I would hope it would be, and I didn't feel like I got too much new information from it, so I gave this a 2.5 and a review will be coming soon. The next one I have on my list is The Honours. This is by Tim Clare. I read this one with Brittany, Jackie and Eleanor, whose channels I will link below, and it was fantastic to read with them. It was the first time I'd read with Jackie. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but she's absolutely lovely, and it was really, really interesting, not what I expected at all. So again, look out for the full review of this because this book was really surprising and did a lot of stuff I did not see coming, and yeah, it was weird, it was crazy. So I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. The next one on my list is also one of the shorts from the BookTube SFF Awards, and that is Perfect State by Brandon Sanderson. I liked this, but it wasn't amazing, so I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The next one I have on my list is one I read digitally, issue number 8 of Uncanny magazine, which has a lot of different authors who all contribute very short stories. It's science fiction and fantasy, and you can subscribe to it. That's what I've been doing. I gave this one a 3 stars overall, but we'll have a full review coming soon where you can hear about each of the individual stories within this and what I thought of them and whether I discovered any of the exciting new authors. So the next one I have on my list is Futuristic Violence and Fancy Suits by David Wong. I read this one with Eleanor and Mercedes, and I gave this one a 3.5. It was likeable, but it's absolutely crazy. The next thing I have is a little bit unusual for me, and that is this. It is the 100 Poems Pamphlet by Jen Campbell. I will link her channel below. She is a fellow booktuber and she's absolutely lovely. So it's got 100 poems in it, and she did it in order to raise money for the Book Bus, who are a charity who help to get books to people in different countries, and I supported her when she was doing it, and so I got a copy of this a while ago and I hadn't got around to reading it until just recently, but I really, really enjoyed some of the poems within this, and I will talk more in depth about it when I do my full review. I gave this one a 3.5 as well. The next one on my list is CLARKESWORLD 114, issue 114. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars overall. Then I ended up reading On the Edge of Gone, which was sent to me by Abrams, and I'm very happy that they sent it to me because I really, really enjoyed this. I ended up reading it with Elizabeth and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm really excited to tell you guys about this one. The next one I read was also for the BookTube SFF Awards, and that is The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. This was my second N.K. Jemisin, but the first one I actually liked, the previous one I didn't, and I really enjoyed this, gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The next one I read is The Invention of Hugo Cabret. This is by Brian Selznick. This is a middle grade or children's fiction book, but it is also illustrated and it's absolutely beautiful. The illustrations, I think you'll all agree. I really had a great time reading this. It was just fantastic, and then I did watch the film as well, and that was also a really great adaptation, so I'll talk more about them in my full review, and I gave this one a 4.5 stars overall. The next one I read was also for BookTube SFF, and that is ILLUMINAE, which is by AIMIE KAUFMAN and KRISTOFF. I was a bit intrigued by this but didn't know what to expect. A lot of it is told through different documents and page layouts, so I was intrigued. I really enjoyed this. It really surprised me. It was crazy, absolutely crazy, but so cool, and I really fell in love with characters and just the awesomeness of this. I guess that's a thing. Yeah, the awesomeness of this. So 4.5 stars to this one. Next up, I read The Midnight Hour, which is the short story by Mary Robinette Kowal. It is from Uncanny issue number 5, and it's nominated in the BookTube SFF Awards short category. If you want to read this, it is free online, so you can find the link. It's quite easy. Just search for Midnight Hour on Uncanny and you'll be able to find it. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I really enjoyed it. The next one on my list is OTHERLAND Volume 3. This is Mountain of Black Glass, and I read this just about in the month of March. I literally just finished this one up, so it just about counts. This one I really enjoyed, but didn't quite enjoy as much as the second one, which I also read this month, and so I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars overall, but it was just so good. Like, this series is so good. And then on the same theme as OTHERLAND, this is one of the only 5-star books I had this month, and that is OTHERLAND Volume 2, River of Blue Fire. Again, it's by Ted Williams. This is the second one. The one I just showed you is the third, because the third got a lower rating than the second. It's all a bit confusing. Anyway, I loved this one. It was fantastic, and I cannot wait to do a full review and talk to you guys about it if you've read it already, and hopefully get some of you really excited to read this series, because I have been marathoning this series so much and loving it, and I'm currently on the 4th one, and that's the final one, so really excited to see how it's all going to turn out. But I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. And the final one that I read this month is The Marvels. This is again by Brian Selznick, and again it's a middle grade or children's fiction book. Look at the pages, they are so shiny. As with all of Selznick's stuff, it is illustrated. This one has a 400-page illustrated only section, and then it has about another 300 pages just of type. I loved this. It was exceptionally captivating to me. It's about this family called the Marvels who have a theatre, and they get involved in acting, and you follow them down through the family generations, and it just somehow touched a nerve with me and made me really emotional, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and it did make me cry. So obviously I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, and it was just so good. Those are all of the things that I have read. I'm now going to quickly run through the books that I'm currently reading for you guys to let me know which ones you're excited about, and then I will do a separate video for my graphic novel wrap-up, as I said, so look out for that if you're interested, coming up very soon as well. So as always with me, I have quite a few books on the go, so let's try and be quick about this. The first one I have on the go is my non-fiction book. This is The Romanovs, and it is by Simon Sebag Montefiore. Montefiore, I'm not sure how you say his name. It's all about the Romanov family, and you follow them through the generations of the Romanovs. Obviously it is a real family. They were the rulers of Russia for quite a long time, between 1613 and 1918, and I love the way this is written so far. I was a little bit worried it was going to be a bit dry and dense, but it's really not. It's very readable, and my gosh, the amount of plotting that's going on. I am so enjoying this. So as you can see, I'm about a third of the way through, hoping that I'll be able to finish this up next month. The next one I have that I'm currently reading is A Little Life. This is by Hana Yanagihara, and this is a literary fiction, which I don't read a lot of, but this one is testing me. I'm about halfway through this one, just over halfway, and I got to a bit that just made me really upset and really emotional and really angry. So I put it down for a while, but I am determined that I'm still going to finish this, so I'm hoping to get to this one in April, and fingers crossed I like it, but I'm not sure. if I will or not. It's definitely giving me emotions, I'm just not sure if they're good emotions, so I'll have a full review for this when I do finish it. The next one on my list that I'm currently reading is Kaleidoscope. This is an anthology, and it's a YA anthology of lots of different stories that have a science fiction and fantasy focus, and each of the authors has to contribute something interesting and diverse about their character or their story. So there are characters who are disabled, there are characters who are from different ethnicities. Something interesting has to be going on within the story to make it a little bit more unique than just science fiction or fantasy YA. So I'm really enjoying this so far, and I'm about 40% of the way into that one, and I'm reading it on my Kindle. Also on my Kindle I'm reading Winds of Calicovo, which is the first book in Bradley Beaulieu's earlier trilogy. He was the one who wrote 12 Kings. I am very much enjoying it now that I've got into the story. I think it took a while to build, but now I'm enjoying it, so I should finish that up in the next few days. And of course the other one that I am reading is Otherland, Sea of Silver Lights. This is volume 4 in the Otherland series by Ted Williams, and I am about 15% of the way through this, and I just started this one today. It's a chunker, as you can see. I think it's like, 1,264 plus pages. But I love this series, and this is the last one, so it should give me all the answers, and I'm so excited about that. Final one that I am currently reading is I Call Myself a Feminist, which is by lots of different people, and it's a collection of essays. This was the pick for the Feminist Orchestra. It's a Goodreads group, so I'll put the link to that below if I remember. And it's a non-fiction collection of essays all about feminism. I'm about a third of the way into this, and so far none of them have really struck a chord too deeply with me. Although I kind of agree with them, I don't think it's like really connecting to me personally yet, so we'll see. It might happen the further on I go. I will see you again soon when I do my graphic novel wrap-up, so look out for that, and the statistics wrap-up coming soon. Lots of wrap-ups. This has been a long and rambly video, but I love you guys, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about the